3, 2, 1, go, Nick.
Hello, good evening. Coming to you live from, that's how I feel like an anchor man.
Continue, dude. I want to see what you have to say as a news anchor.
Didn't really have anything to say, man.
There's no news at all
There's
going on?
definitely news. There's news that we haven't talked about because we haven't done a podcast, or at least the audience doesn't know because we uploaded one recently, but we haven't recorded a podcast in like 2 weeks, and a lot of things happen in 2 weeks.
Wait, should we even get into it since it's kind of like old news now?
Do you not have an opinion on it?
I mean, everyone has an opinion. They're like buttholes. Everyone has one.
I guess so. Look at you, man, with your dad jokes. You're looking more and more like a dad. There's like a transformation. You should take like a side by side of when we first started versus now.
Do you think I am
Gay? Yes.
No. That's not what I was going to say. Do you think I'm
sorry.
more like heavier, fatter
Yeah, definitely.
compared to when we first started?
Of course. You weren't even dating anybody when we first started.
Yeah, I was. I was living in Koreatown already.
Dude, I was living in Florida when we started.
Wait, no. What?
Yeah.
When did we start?
We started a while ago. Okay, we're talking about videos. You're right. So that I don't know. I'm not too sure when our first episode on video was.
I think we ended up like relaunching it. I think in audio form we have like older episodes, but
Right.
I think with just video, it hasn't been. No, you're already living in LA.
Yeah, I think I was too. Yeah, because once I moved to LA, you got in a relationship fairly recently to then, right? Because, I mean, technically you got in a relationship at your cousin's wedding from then on out.
Basically,
And then you moved to Koreatown in either February or March of 2020.
with my girl. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have a kid together. Isn't that something?
Yeah, that's life, right? That's like the cycle of life. Before you become a parent, you're so free, but you don't realize that you're free.
That is something that I don't take for granted anymore, is my time.
Do you miss your life before?
A little bit at times. I actually was watching Shrek 4. Do you have you watched it?
Give me a little synopsis just so I can remember, see if I watched it or not.
Well, it's kind of like the concept of him missing his old self. He basically gets overwhelmed with, a kid's birthday party or his kid's birthday party, and like he has so many things coming at him, and he like doesn't like the fact that people don't fear him anymore because he's like, famous now as Shrek, who, saved the kingdom or whatever.
And then he got granted a wish, right?
Yeah, so basically this magician or whatever.
Dude, I asked for a synopsis, not a whole fucking story. Holy shit.
I was just getting to the good part, dude.
Caralho, that the elevator's gone. Your elevator pitch is done. I'm already on the floor. I left.
I should have just read the synopsis online. But this is just me kind of remembering. Because I don't remember everything at once, dude. I have to go through the fucking chapters. But anyways, the whole concept is about him wanting his old self back. And then kind of realizing like, oh, this is actually not what I wanted. I liked my family. I liked my wife. I liked my kids and my friends. And then he realizes like, maybe I did have it good. And I wish there was, I wish it was better, but it wasn't. The grass is always greener.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, I feel like it's normal to miss an older version of yourself, or not even an older version of yourself, but like an era that you lived in, I think that's totally fine. But yeah, you just have to come to the realization that it's just not going to be like that anymore. Doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter if, God forbid, you break up with your girl and then now she takes the kid, you go back to your single life. It's not going to be the same. You already got a taste of what it's like to be married and have a child, and you love that. So if you there might be moments that you're frustrated, but then when you step out of that, you're going to be like, damn, I have it so good.
Man, people deal with this shit all the time. They deal with loss, losing their family. That's got to be horrible. like getting a divorce and separating from your kids, that has got to be like the worst feeling ever. Or like if some freak accident happens and you lose like a limb or your sight or something
Or
happens
the
that
the
like,
whole person, like the whole person dies. I think that's worse than anything.
yeah, but then you're not really living with loss. You're just lost as a whole. I'm talking about like if you're still continuing life but in a total different way.
Yeah, I think you adapt. And I feel like if that happens, it's all within your mentality. It's like, okay, am I going to feel sorry for myself that I lost my legs? Or am I just going to move forward and accept that I lost my legs and it is what it is? So I feel like
It
it's
depends on the
all,
person.
yeah, it's all mentality at the end of the day. I remember there's this really famous guest speaker. He came to my church one time. He has no limbs
Right.
and he's so happy.
Honestly, the best thing to do is try to adapt to your whole new life, but sometimes, bro, I could see that shit being super hard to accept.
Of course. And I feel like it takes time to adjust. I don't know. Like you lose your mom or your dad, you know. That's inevitable for us. It's going to end up happening one day or another. And it sucks in the beginning and then you're like, how am I going to make it through this? But you just learn to cope with things and deal with it. And I guess the older that you get, the more accepting you get of it. You know, I guess it's way harder if they end up passing away before their time, which brings us to Charlie Kirk.
What a week that was.
That was crazy. I remember being on set shooting a comedy skit with my friend, and then my girl sends me the video of him getting assassinated, and it wasn't even confirmed that he had passed away yet. But I knew from that video, I was like, there's no way this guy is going to survive this, you know? And yeah, maybe like 30 minutes later, it was confirmed that he had passed away. And I felt really bummed out, you know? I definitely listened to Charlie Kirk and consumed his content. I know people have a lot of different opinions on him. There's some people that absolutely love him and some people that absolutely hate him. But I think at the end of the day, to me, he was still a father, he was a Christian, and he was a husband. And for you to get assassinated in front of your family like that, let alone the world, that's so tragic. And seeing people celebrate that was so heartbreaking, dude. I was like, yo, it doesn't matter what political opinion you have. If somebody that I don't agree with gets assassinated like that in front of people, I'm not going to celebrate that. That's a human life. And that's what I didn't understand. We've become so divided in politics, in vaccines, in everything, that we kind of lost humanity, like our human side, the human element of just feeling sorry for somebody that just lost their life tragically. And it's really sad, dude. It sucks. It makes me feel like there's very little hope for this world.
Hold your thoughts 1 second. We have someone who has just joined the call. His name is Larry Paz. Welcome, Larry Paz. How are you?
Hey guys, I'm doing pretty good right now. Just trying to, just having some technical difficulties right now, to be honest with you guys. I won't lie about it.
That is Larry's life. He's always dealing with technical difficulties ever since I known him.
He lets us know what the technical difficulties are, and it ends up happening to me. So
It's like a curse.
it
Don't
is.
do
It
that.
really
Don't
is.
do that shit. Don't do
You're,
that
you're,
shit.
you're bad juju. That's what you are. You're just a dark cloud with technical difficulties, and you spread that. You're a spreader. You're a super spreader. That's what you are.
Out of all the guys that I know, whenever I'm with you, Nick, it's always a downhill trend. You influence me in the worst ways possible.
Hmm.
And I'm just keeping it honest here, I'm just keeping it real here. That's what you called me to do here. You called me to come here to be real. You're not a great influence in my life.
Maybe that says more about you than of me. If you're easily influenced,
Hey, you are the sum of your five friends, and you happen to be one of them. And, if this was a five-leg tripod, you're the rusty one, my friend.
you're getting influenced. So, full deal.
We have evidence. The last time we all hung out, I had to leave you behind, Nick. I can't. We, I just can't anymore. You know what I'm saying? I grew up. I'm happy that I grew up and I can't follow your lead anymore, you know?
I
I
can
still
vouch for that. I can
see.
vouch for it
Because I
because
wanted to
Nick
stop and get something sweet.
Yep. Yep. Because you wanted to
is
stop and get something sweet.
it seems so naive, so simple,
Yeah.
and yet it can lead you to a dark path.
Yeah. It starts there. It starts there. It's just something sweet, Larry. It's just something sweet. Next thing you know, you're in the corner with the crackheads. Hey,
Yeah.
who started with something sweet. Now I'm a crackhead. And it's because of Nick.
So I'm a crackhead.
Look, I'm not here to point fingers or anything. I'm not here to like,
I mean,
judge you
clearly
on
you
your
came
life.
in here
No,
pointing all fingers.
no, 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 no. You are the one that started talking about my influence on your life and your
No,
technical
you did.
disabilities.
I was letting you know that you're easily influenced.
No, I said I
You're
was having
I think
technical.
you're the
Run it back.
manipulator here
Run it
because of
back.
how you
Run
started
it
this and
back.
how you're trying to switch it on to
Run it
me.
back. I said I was having technical difficulties, and you came in like, "Oh yeah, now I'm gonna have technical difficulties." I'm like, bro, you were talking about me right there. You know what I'm saying? You saying my influence is bad on you, and
I said your technical difficulties influence, and then you brought up other stuff. So
oh, sorry,
I don't know.
sorry. I shouldn't have said that. Yeah, you're right. I should have kept that off camera. Nick's a great friend. He's actually one of the best influences in my life. How's that?
That was great.
Did that seem authentic to you?
That was great. Now take the dildo out of your ass and say what you really feel.
But Larry, I don't know if you're hearing what Nick was saying. I don't. He was just mentioning a pretty serious topic.
Oh,
That just
damn.
happened last week.
Oh,
Or
damn, my
was
bad.
it last week or 2 weeks
2
ago?
weeks
I forgot.
ago.
Oh, okay. So it's been a minute. And
Almost 3 weeks ago. No, I think it was 2 weeks ago.
I'm not sure. But he was basically talking about Charlie Kirk.
What was he saying? I want to know what Nick was saying. Man.
Nah, what is your opinion?
No, no,
Don't
no.
fucking get influenced by
No,
me.
no, no,
What is
no.
your opinion?
I want to know what you were saying.
Nah,
now.
I ain't saying shit. I'm listening to you since you get so influenced by me. What is your opinion?
I mean, bro, it's obviously
Are you
it's a
scared? Are you scared of speaking your mind?
Ooh.
you know what it is, bro? I honestly am so bombarded by different opinions and different views that I have no idea what to even put together with this shit, bro. Like,
But you can't
obviously,
formulate your own? Like
I
what getting all these opinions, what is like I
you
feel like I get a
think
lot of different opinions, but then I formulate my own and how I feel through it.
you think you're formulating your own, right? You think you're like, investigating. Did you do your investigation, Candace Owens? What'd you do? What kind of
I wasn't even
investigation did you
talking
do?
anything about that. I was just talking about how I feel towards the situation.
Okay, okay, okay. I'm just saying, like, obviously, I'm sure none of us here are gonna be like, yeah, that guy, he deserved it. I'm sure none of us feel that way. We are level-headed people to think, yo, that was messed up. That was not right. Any way you look at it, somebody died and that was wrong. But there's so much layers to that, that's like it influences you to think otherwise. Not necessarily otherwise, but it influences you to think there's something deeper than what we're just seeing, the surface level of this whole situation.
Yeah, I definitely got into the rabbit hole of conspiracies behind this too, which is definitely a whole different topic. Just basically him sort of faking this in a way. But
Him
see, then
faking?
again,
See, I didn't even get into that. I didn't
Really?
even know that.
Wait, him faking it?
yeah, faking his death because they supposedly have these devices where you can attach to yourself and it looks like an actual bullet, like wound, like a bullet shot. And they were basically showing other people demonstrating the same act, and it looked basically identical. But then again, like, why the fuck would he fake his death, and where would he go? Like, so I have so many other questions when something like that gets presented to me online.
Yeah, that's a reach I didn't even see. I never heard that one. But hey, at this point,
And then
I'm
the whole
just
ceremony, bro, like, it
yeah.
looked like a fucking show. You know, it looked like a fucking WWE match.
Bro, how did they do that in 2 weeks too? Like that was like was it already planned and then they just kind of turned it into a memorial, or was it like the moment he died where it's like, yo, we got to plan this memorial? It's like, how did they get it done? There's so many people, so many different things that happened. How did they get that done so quickly? I'm just like impressed, I guess.
I don't know. I think that's all doable. I feel like we've seen that before. Maybe not to that scale, but there's people that died and then they create a crazy memorial. And I just think that he happened to be a predominant figure in the political world and he brought those people along. I feel like the entertainers and stuff like that were there, especially the people that were performing like Brandon Lake and stuff like that, they were compelled to want to perform at it because he was a fellow Christian.
Yeah, no, I get it, bro. They are professional and stuff like that, but it just was like they didn't did they even like how, how? They were they not mourning? Like, bro, my dad was in the hospital, bro. I couldn't do nothing. He wasn't even dead. He was in a coma. And I couldn't even think. You know what I'm saying? I would like wake up and just be in my bed and like I couldn't function, bro. You know what I'm saying? So imagine this guy dies, and how did they like stir up all this energy to like put on a great presentation with great speeches and all? I'm just like, yo, I'm impressed, I guess. I don't know, I don't want to get too conspiracy theorist, but I just feel like the problem is that it's too many hidden facts, there's too many hidden things. They didn't want to showcase everything, they didn't show everything, and that creates conspiracy. It creates doubt.
What didn't they show? What do you mean?
Bro, they didn't show a lot of stuff. They didn't show him actually laying there shooting the gun, first off. They only showed him running off the building and jumping off. They didn't talk about how he got on the building. They didn't talk about when he shot it. They didn't show the video of him laying down. They just showed when he started running. They didn't show him climbing up the stairs. They just showed a picture, a screen. It seemed like a screenshot of it. Didn't show like actual substance. You know what I mean? So that's why I think like they 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 hid a lot of stuff. They hid the truth. They just kind of told you what they wanted you to know, and you got to live with that. You know? I don't know. That shit was kind of strange in my eyes.
Well, also, Cash Patel recently came out and he was saying, "Oh, we're gonna investigate because there seems as if or there might be other people involved." But I think that pressure came from other people that were reporting on it and doing their own investigations and saying what we're saying, where it just seemed fishy and things didn't necessarily make sense. Like even to me, the main thing that didn't make sense is this guy, let's say this guy planned it out, right? And he was gonna take it to his grave. And out of nowhere, he just starts spewing everything detail by detail on text message. You couldn't even call and say this. Like this, if you're being investigated, you're writing everything down. Of course, they're gonna have access to this stuff.
Not only that, like the FBI is like, we're gonna make sure all the questions get answered. And then they list the main questions, like the only questions that the public had. You're just answering what the public is saying, but there's other stuff that you're not answering. You know, you're not answering these other questions that you may not even, you're just addressing what is public right now. You're not really talking about the true details and what is other stuff that people haven't even talked about yet. You know what I mean? So it's like kind of weird that like you took some days, you listened to the public, you saw what everybody was saying, and you only addressed those. It's just like a PR stunt in a way, you know what I mean? It wasn't like they were really trying to give you the actual facts. They were just trying to give you enough for you to be settled and just like, all right, that's enough. You know what I'm saying? It just like felt kind of weird, you know?
On to the next show.
Yeah, keep it moving, you know, keep it pushing. And then it's like, how come Candace Owens is out here doing all the investigation to try and find out the true facts? And then this guy's wife is like, I forgive him. Why is it so black and white? Like, why is this person out here not settling for what they told us is just his friend, not even his wife, but the wife is just like, I mean, maybe in a sense it's like it's not gonna bring him back. So what's the point of doing all this? But at the same time, it's like wild,
I
bro.
think there's a lot of things to it, and I also think that's her showing the strength that she has within her faith, that she has the strength to forgive the alleged assassin. And I mean, at this moment in time, the only person that we could point to, per se, is this guy until there's further investigation and seeing if there's other people involved or whatever the case may be. But I think she did a powerful thing by saying that in front of the world.
I mean, it's what like a Christian is supposedly to do, right?
Yeah. But would you have done that? Would you have forgiven the person that took your wife away?
I personally wouldn't, but that's not to say that somebody else would. You know, I feel like she's so firm in her faith, and I'm nowhere near that. Like I don't even necessarily consider myself a Christian. I consider myself spiritual.
Even though you wear a cross on your ear?
Yeah, and on my neck.
That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't add up.
That's okay.
That basically just shows you believe in Jesus Christ because he died for our sins.
What if it's just a symbol that I've had throughout my life?
What other symbol could it be?
I mean, it represents the cross. Yeah, it represents not necessarily Christian. I mean, is Catholicism Christianity as well? Does it all fall underneath the same umbrella?
Yeah, they believe in Jesus Christ as the Lord and Savior.
Yeah, I mean, I believe in the morals and the values of the Bible, but why are you so judgy, motherfucker? Porra.
I'm just saying, like, you're saying that you're a spiritual person, but that doesn't mean you believe in Christ. So, like, it just confused me because you wear crosses all the time.
All I said is that I'm not necessarily a Christian.
Even though you wear a cross.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, like, it didn't add up to me. That's why I said, why do you wear a cross if you're not necessarily Christian?
Bro, I mean, I get Charlie Kirk was prolific in a lot of different ways, but so was Kobe Bryant. And I don't feel like the attention was the same when it came to Kobe dying. You know what I'm saying? It was like, it wasn't like there was this huge memorial. I mean, I guess there was, but it wasn't like this. And it wasn't like his wife was like, out here just like, I don't know, bro. It just seemed like so wild to me. It was just like, too well put together, everybody was so, and then Trump comes out like it's just so much, bro. Trump comes out, talks about a whole bunch of other shit that got nothing to do with Charlie Kirk. It starts like this whole other thing, and I'm just like, what is going on, bro?
Yeah, that
What
was
is
wild.
this?
I didn't understand that at all. I'm like, what are you here for? Are you here to push your political agenda, or are you here to talk about this guy that just got assassinated?
Yeah, bro. It just really confused me, and like, I, I can't, I don't understand.
But I also think if you're comparing it to Kobe Bryant, I think Kobe Bryant, yes, was a legend, one of the biggest faces of the NBA, if not the biggest. And he did inspire a lot of people, especially the youth. But I think it's a whole different realm. Charlie Kirk was part of the political sphere. So 99% of the people that were in that stadium were most likely Republicans. And he helped push Trump into getting into office. So I feel like he was paying his respects.
Yeah, he definitely had a huge impact on the public.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
He did.
And
he
like
did.
the message that he basically put out, a lot of people resonated with. So that's why he made the impact he did. But still, like, a lot of things were blown out of proportion. Even like Jimmy Kimmel getting canceled. Like, bro, when the fuck does ABC ever cancel shit for people that talks against the Republican Party? Even that just felt fake to me because, like, now they're back, like,
Look,
what? What the fuck just happened? Did you just wanted to, like, stir up some shit?
Yeah, yeah. You know those magazines at Publix that got these headlines? That's what this whole thing felt like. And it still feels like that. It feels like all this is just headlines and magazine covers and like to grab your attention and distract you, and you don't know what's going on. You won't know what's going on. You won't know the truth. You just have to live with what they tell you, and that's pretty much it.
I also think the reason that he got these headlines is because he's a very controversial figure. It's either you love him or you hate him. There's like no in between. So these magazines and these tabloids, it's kind of like when Trump was first in office, he was the main thing that was talked about, no matter if it's by the tabloids that supported him or the tabloids that were against him, because people know, or those tabloids know, the news channels know that it's going to get attention. So I feel like it's kind of the same thing right now. Right. He's going to get attention because, one, it's so fresh, and two, he's so controversial.
Bro, and it was all over the place. Like the Jimmy Kimmel thing, it's like ABC fired Jimmy Kimmel because of what he said. People are like, wait, but what about freedom of speech? It's like, but they're a private company, bro. Like, they could do that. That's freedom of private company. Like, what do you mean? Just because there's freedom of speech, he can not get fired for saying something? Like, that don't even make sense.
And I don't think he said anything that was too crazy. I think
he said
the clip,
crazier shit before.
That's what I'm saying. And the clip that he showed of Trump, I was flabbergasted at what Trump did. He was like, "Oh, how are you feeling about your friend?" "Oh yeah, I'm feeling a lot better." "Oh, there's construction going on over there." I'm like, are you kidding me? This is insane.
This is insane. Like, are they purposely doing this, bro? Like, it has to be purpose. It has to be purposefully.
What does it feel like the goal is for whoever's manipulating all this?
Distractions. It's all about distracting and keeping people broke. Because if they keep people distracted and broke, they got control over people. It's only about distracting you from everything else that they got going on, or whatever you got going on. You know what I'm saying? They want to take your attention. That's why every other month, every week, there's something new that they want to present to you,
That just sounds exhausting to me, though. Like, always having to distract the public because you don't want them finding out the real truth.
But think about it, bro. They make so much money on it. So it's not exhausting because they profit from it, Just like Trump comes out today and says, Tylenol creates autism. It's like, what? Wait, how come you use the word Tylenol? You know what I'm saying? Tylenol.
Yeah, because it's not necessarily Tylenol. It's the whatever's in Tylenol. Tylenol, just a brand.
If you know how to say that shit, I'll give you $500 right now, Nick.
Methamphetamine, or what is it?
I don't think it's methamphetamine.
It's not methamphetamine. No. What the fuck is it?
My girl said it earlier, and I was like, yeah, same.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I don't even know what the fuck the word is, but I know that Tylenol definitely got targeted by Trump. I don't know why.
Exactly, bro. And that's the exact point. It's like he could have came in and said the word, whatever that word is. He could have said that shit. But instead, he said Tylenol. Knowingly, he said Tylenol. You know what I'm saying? What other shit behind is doing? What's going on behind the scenes that we don't know about?
I would say, to his defense, Trump does not have a very large vocabulary. That's why he uses the simplest words possible.
He probably didn't say that word because he doesn't know how to pronounce it, just like we don't.
Exactly.
But at least say it. At least say it. You're the president addressing the whole entire country. We talking shit on a podcast. You're the president addressing the country, bro. You got days to learn this fucking word.
Bro, you know what I'm saying? Come on. You're giving him too much credit right now.
Plate, bro.
Yeah, and not just that. It's like his vocabulary, bro. He loves saying big people, very big people. It's like, what?
Okay, so say the drug found in Tylenol, found in medicines like Tylenol, specified, but that's not Trump, though. That's not Trump.
Exactly. What triggers you is him just saying something like this that you're like, wait, what?
Yeah, but he does that all the time. He always points out individuals, bro. Like, he hates NBC. He hates Fox sometimes. No, he goes on Fox, but he talked shit about Fox before. He talked shit about Elon, even. He talked shit about Mark Zuckerberg. Like, everyone, bro. And he still fucking meets up with these people and do businesses with them.
What's annoying to me is people want to talk about this freedom of speech with Jimmy Kimmel, which I totally agree with. It's, why are you silencing this guy for not saying anything crazy? But when it came to Tucker, when it came to even Trump being banned on Twitter at the time, none of these people batted an eye. They were celebrating it. But then when it comes to somebody that's on their side, now they're like, oh, this is an issue.
Oh, freedom of speech. What happened? I'm like, freedom of speech does not mean that you can't get fired. Freedom of speech just means you're not gonna get arrested. You're not gonna go to jail for life for saying some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't go say whatever you want in China. Here you can say whatever you want. You can talk shit about Trump. You can say whatever you want. Doesn't mean you're not gonna get fired. It's not the same. But yet everybody was like wilding out about it. So I'm so it's like this is insane, bro. What are we living in? You know? I think it's about distracting everybody. So it's always been about that, though. It's always been about distractions, bro. Because if it's about the truth, you would know the truth to all this stuff. But we never know the truth to this shit, bro. We don't end up knowing the truth no matter what goes on behind the scenes. We never end up knowing the truth. We end up looking like conspiracy theorists or just believing whatever they say. You know what I mean? Like, there's
But
just
do
no
you
in between.
think we would benefit from like the public knowing the actual truth, or do you think people would just go chaotic?
We would benefit because we would then know we can trust them. We can trust the FBI. We could trust the CIA. We could trust these government agencies.
I don't know about that. I think we're too deep into this. Even if they were to give us the truth, we would still think it's a lie.
No, 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 no. But if they really showed you the truth and proved it, then there would be no way. You know what I'm saying? If they're
I
like,
disagree with you, bro. I
Yeah,
think
but
there's
even the
always going to be
evidence could be
somebody.
false.
That's what I'm saying. I also think that people are always going to be online and they're going to be conspiracy theorists about it. Even if you give us the truth and what is the truth, somebody will make some shit up that will low key make sense. And you're like, wait, hold on. There's always going to be that doubt, I think. And I think it's even like going to your point of distractions. I feel like it's kind of what you said, where it's distraction from hiding the truth. Because I feel like if we find out what really happened, and let's say that there was a foreign country involved into this, and maybe Charlie had some information that this foreign country was scared about, then you're going to be like, wait, what the hell? But a lot of people wouldn't even necessarily believe that. So I don't know. I feel like we're always going to have some sort of conspiracy theorist in any truth that's given to us.
it's hard now. We've been tainted. You know, it's like when an ex-girlfriend cheats on you, lets you know, how are you going to believe her again? You've been now there's a smudge. Whatever she says, even if she's not cheating on you, you're gonna have this thing in your head that she's definitely cheating on you, no matter what. Even though she was honest with you. Look how many things in our lifetime that we've seen that like just don't add up. You know, so many thing after thing happens and it shit don't add up. We have questions, bro, and it's normal for us to have questions, especially after all this shit that we've seen.
My girl's been talking about stuff with Western medicine for years, where it's like, no, this stuff's not good for you. This is going to cause something to happen. And then now the president comes out and says, oh, it causes autism. Nobody's going to be like, oh, yeah, I'm sorry for not believing you all these years. Nobody gives a fuck. They just keep moving on. It's the same thing that happened with COVID. All those people that were so passionate about you getting the vaccine and believing that COVID came from a bat in China, when the truth comes out that you realize that it was a lab leak and that these vaccines are actually doing a lot of harm to us, they're not going to be like, oh, you know what? You were right this whole time. I'm sorry. They're moving on now. The damage is already done.
But it continues though, in the sense of people are still have it in their minds. Will never forget what that was like. And then when we see it again, this it's just gonna be clockwork. Everybody knows. Remember what happened? Same thing's gonna happen right now. Back the programming begins again. You know what I mean? So it's like we won't forget and it'll just happen again and again and again. Maybe I'm tripping, but I believe in the evil and the good and evil. And there's evil out there, and they're doing their work. Maybe, hey, I could be wrong, and there's no way to prove that I'm wrong or right. That's another thing. You know, it's just like religion. There's no way for me to prove to you that God exists. It's part of the belief of religion that you have to believe. It's part of your faith. So it's not like even if it is concrete, it's just some people are gonna deny it. What may be facts to me, to you may not be the fact, even though there's proof,
Proof about what?
like proof about Jesus, proof that Jesus walked the earth, proof that
Mm.
Jesus did things. multiple people said that Jesus rose from the dead. People don't believe it. People are still skeptical. People are not in faith with that. They don't believe that. You know what I'm saying? But there's proof. There's written proof. There's testimonies. There's all these things. Just like we're saying, there's proof that it wasn't what happened. You telling me that he got shot, the bullet didn't go anywhere, it just didn't go through the back from all the way down there. It's like you can't even see how far, all the way down there, the guy shot in one shot. And then there's like so many different stories. He broke it down and put it in his back, put it in his bag, jumped off the roof. How did he get on the roof? How do you put it together? Like, it's too many questions, bro. It's too many questions.
Yeah, but
It's
it's
too
what
much
I
going
mentioned
on.
before, like what you were just mentioning with Jesus walking the earth. Even if you give people the truth, they're not going to believe you. They're going to be like, well, that's not true.
They didn't believe it when he was there.
And I do think that these people that are in control are doing things in plain sight. So the truth might be like super fucking obvious. It's in our face, but we don't see it because we're looking deeper.
Or we have these things where it's like we're influenced. You're talking about Nick influencing. We're influenced by not only the videos that we see, but the response to the videos, and then the response to the response. And it's like we're being influenced by all that. So it's hard to form your own opinion at this point because you read things and you're like, damn, yeah, you're right. It's like I talked to one person and like, yo, that was messed up with Jimmy Kimmel, bro. What the hell? He could say, why did he get canceled? The other person's like, yeah, fuck Jimmy Kimmel. I'm like, I don't know. Like, no, I don't think I don't know, bro. Whoever's the CEO, he's got the power. If you let him go, you let him go.
This is why it's super important for you to like be in tune with yourself. To like know your values, know what you stand on, know your beliefs. Because or else you get fucking blown left and right by everyone's opinions.
And wanting or not, we're in the age of obviously the age of information, but also the age of opinion where we see people's opinions. How many comments do we read sometimes you see a post, you go straight to the comments. What are people saying about this? It's the age of trying to figure out how people feel about this specific situation.
And now with AI, people don't even want to think anymore. They just want AI to do the thinking for them.
And I'm a firm conspiracy believer that foreign countries are out here infiltrating us and creating comments with AI on some user on Instagram that you don't know who the hell they are because they're private or they don't have any posts, but they're writing something that's rage bait for you to feel some sort of way about somebody that has a different opinion from you.
Have you ever seen those like farms in China full of fucking cell phones plugged in?
Insane.
Bro, who knows what the fuck they're doing with those accounts? Because each one could be an account and they have hundreds and hundreds. Some farms have thousands of different phones doing different things.
And best believe they have agendas. They're like intelligence. You know what I'm saying? They're like super intelligence. They're these groups of people that are literally trying to manipulate how people think. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping, but I feel like that's a thing. Just like PR people are like sitting and talking about marketing, how we're going to market this product. Bro, products are like 90% marketing, 10% product a lot of times, you know? Especially when it comes to simple shit like t-shirts and shoes and shit that like you can go to Walmart and get a shoe, but it's the marketing that makes you go to buy a Jordan and buy a Nike. These people are having these conversations marketing their ideas. And sometimes they have financial benefit. That's why this whole Trump thing
I would
talking
say
about
most times.
most times they got financial benefit from it, you know? And then when you see like people that are like die hard either way, if they're die hard MAGA or they're die hard the other way, it's like y'all know they're winning. And none of us are winning in this. They're
They
winning
who?
in whoever they support. If you're MAGA, MAGA's winning. Like when I say MAGA, it's like it's kind of cliche to even say MAGA, like in the text messages. He's been MAGA. He's been more MAGA than ever. The fuck is that? Why was that necessary to text to your homie that lives with you? That don't make no sense, bro. It's like me texting you, yo, I live with you, but I'm gonna text you something so that it just doesn't make sense, you
It's
know?
like they were purposely leaving behind paper trails.
Purposely wanting you to know that the dad was MAGA. You know what I'm saying? Because they knew that these text messages were going to be blasted off to everybody in America. So they wanted you to know two things, or they wanted you to know a list of things. You know what I'm saying? And that happened to be one of the things. They wanted you to know his dad was getting more MAGA than ever. What the fuck does it got to do with like, it just didn't make any sense,
Well, it's
And
bro.
just
then
yeah,
when
it's like you're saying. It's like the whole marketing. They want you to take sides. They're showing the ugly side of their opposition, and
Yeah.
it's making you hate them even more.
They botched the texts too. You know what I mean? They left certain things out. That's why there was like dot dot dot. Oh, we don't want to share this part. We just want to share the important parts. And the MAGA happened to be one important part. But like, what about the rest of the stuff? What about everything else? Candace goes and finds a picture of him 2 hours after he shot him, or I don't know, it was like 5 hours after he shot him, and he was at Dairy Queen eating ice cream. How come the FBI didn't have this picture? How come we had to go from a YouTuber? That's how we got the picture. That shit don't make no sense. And then he addressed it. You know what I'm saying? And then you want to address it after it's been publicized. You know. And I'm like, yo, Candace Owens, she got metal nuts hanging to be
yeah,
doing that. Because
yeah.
I would be frightened to be saying that shit and being in my house and talking this shit and be like, ah. I'm like, yo, she don't give a fuck. She's here to like really find out what's going on. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn.
Yeah, and another great point that she made too is like, when was the last time that you guys said vehicle?
She made so many great points.
She
Vehicle.
did.
That's like it actually is some southern shit though. Like I remember I went to I don't know, I think it was Cracker Barrel, and I heard some lady, go get the salt, it's in the vehicle. I was like, vehicle? Like we don't use that shit, but some people do. So okay.
Okay,
But
but
then
not a 22-year-old or
not a
whatever
20,
age
I
he
think it
no,
depends
was.
on his background because
it
his
does.
dad is a sheriff, and cops be talking like that. They say vehicle, they don't say
I
car.
mean, he said
Yeah.
vehicle and he said car.
No,
Why
he
did he
said
say both?
squad.
Mm.
He said squad car or something like that.
Right.
Squad or something. Or
Squad
he said
car,
like
yeah.
outfit. I changed my outfit. I mean, this is the influence by Candace Owens where she's like, it's not lining up with my timeline. It's like he texted this when? Where was he when he texted this? Was he at Dairy Queen? Where was he? And then he's like, yeah, I changed my outfit. It's like, who the fuck says outfit? Y'all say outfit?
I will say that I think there I do know a couple of people that do say outfit, but I will say this: they're more likely in that the fashion realm, and that guy's definitely not into fashion.
You didn't
And
like the way he
then
dressed?
no, no, no. Picture, he didn't change his outfit. He only changed his shirt or something like that. Yeah, he only changed his shirt. And it was like, I don't know, bro. It's just too much. It's just too many different ideas. It's just too many different facts going around, you know? So that's why it's more inclined for me to believe somebody that don't got nothing in it. She got nothing to gain from this. I mean, besides the money she's making from the YouTube videos and the merch she's
So
selling.
she does have something to gain from it.
I mean, yes, bro, but she could, yeah, she could. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, she's creating headlines all the time, just like these magazines we see at Publix.
Yeah, she can't just switch her stance right now. You know what I mean? She can't just be going
And
and talk about
especially
a different
being like
topic.
really close to him, like she
Yeah.
has the ultimate advantage of getting views and getting all types of money coming in.
And to me, that's kind of sick too. You know what I'm saying? It's
Sure.
all kind of sick.
One thing that we can never speak of, though, it feels like it's those people you can't say their name or can't mention them, the J word.
The Jews?
It's like whoever talks about them, and that's something that Charlie was mentioning a lot recently, and now he's gone, coincidentally. I don't know. It just seems like whoever basically gets into that subject and starts exposing things, they just get labeled things, and they
Yeah.
definitely get, you know, uh,
And it's crazy because when you say Jews, I guess a lot of people kind of take like all Jews. But when Candace, for example, is talking about the Jews, I think she's talking about more of the government, because I know a lot of great, amazing Jewish people that have nothing to do with any of this and know nothing about any of this stuff. I guess it's kind of like labeling everybody the same. When you say the Jews, it does feel a little bit racist because you're kind of like putting everybody in the same box. It's kind of saying, oh, the blacks. That sounds kind of racist, doesn't it?
Not only that, I'm 100, not 100, 99% sure there are Jews that don't support what their agenda is too. It's
Of
not like
course.
everybody's like, oh yeah, we like, hey man, I'm a Jew, so this is what we believe. It's just I don't really believe that. You know what I'm saying? I think you're saying, it's more of like the government level, specifically the head honcho.
I feel like most Jews that I talk to don't like the government in Israel.
Yeah.
Oh man, it just feels like they have something against most of our politicians and powerful people that the US always gets behind them no matter what the reason is, even though it could be wrong.
And to me, another thing that what back to your point of distraction, bro, we still haven't got the Jeffrey Epstein list.
We won't.
We won't. Of course we won't. Of
We
course
And
we
if we
won't.
won't.
do, who knows if it's real or not?
Exactly. That's another thing. If they actually release it, we're like, nah, I don't know if that's real. Like there should be other people in here. It's always gonna be a conspiracy, dude. In any way that you slice it.
Didn't Trump say before he got into office that he was going to make sure that it was going to come out? Am I wrong?
That was a huge part of his campaign.
That
Yeah, I
was a
think he
huge part.
mentioned it on Joe Rogan.
So that's politicians for you, you know?
They just
And people,
lied.
bro, people are willing to die for this guy in support, you know? And I get it. I rather Trump than Kamala, but I'm also like not like the biggest Trump fan. Like, let's not get it twisted here. Like, this guy is not Jesus.
Very narcissist, egotistic.
Very
Shady.
slimy.
The
Like a
slimiest.
snail.
Bro, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? And then you go say that to somebody who's like real Trump there and like, why? For what? What the fuck did he say? What do you mean, bro? There's nobody keeping him accountable for the shit that he says? Nobody in his camp being like, yo, hold on a second, Trump. Yo, chill. Peraí, velho. O que é isso? Not one person, bro? Porra!
But that's why it's important to surround yourself with real ones, because if you have a bunch of yes man, bro, like you can definitely lose yourself. And I don't know if he already reached that point.
He definitely has, dude.
Yeah, yeah. At the same time, there's like I think there's a video of Kanye that he's like basically saying that like he don't want people's opinions. He don't want to alter his opinion. He like wants his opinion to be so strong that he don't want other people to change his beliefs, you
But
know?
that's being so close minded, right? Instead
Yeah,
of
I think
being
that's narcissistic
open
as well.
minded.
It is, it is, it is. But when you have accomplished certain things, especially, I mean, specifically when it comes to like music, you know, if someone walks in and you're Kanye West and someone's like, I don't really like the way that drum sounds, and he'll be like, how many fucking Grammys you got? You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, that's the funny part, because like he's all about status. He's all about, I don't know. It just feels like you're so closed off to like new inspirations.
And like look at his opinions and how much he changes his opinions.
Yeah,
Bro went from crazy to Christian back to crazy.
Kanye, if you're watching this shit, bro, I won't buy nothing from you no more, bro. I will buy nothing from Kanye again, bro. I swear, I'm done. I'm done because this shit is ridiculous, bro. How come I see like your whole store is full? You got ads now promoting to me, but you can't even fulfill an order that I did last December. Like, come on, give my money back. I don't care. I don't care. It could be fly shit. It could be cheap. I don't want it. I don't want it anymore, you know? And
Damn.
that's what happens to people, bro. Like, if you treat people like shit, they will eventually not want to be a part of whatever you got going on. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a Kanye fan. I'm like,
You're
but
the
it's
Kanye fan.
I'm the Kanye fan, you know what I'm saying? But like, bro, I ordered some shit in December, dog, and I never got it.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. I even got it.
You even got it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? And like, and now you're still marketing, you're running ads to me to buy more shit. Like,
Did
And
you
not
ever
get it.
did you ever hit up the I don't know, whoever you got your order fulfilled from?
I just hit him up recently and I asked for a refund. I was like, yo, I don't want this shit. I don't want it. Keep it. Just give me my money back. Let's see if they're gonna give me my money back. I don't know yet. But it's just like, bro, you continue to do that and people will eventually not give a shit. It seems like it won't happen because the pool is so big, right? Like the impact is so big. But eventually, I think it will happen.
I don't know. Like I'm a little torn about that. Just because like Trump, for example, he has proven time and time again that he's not trustworthy, yet he's our president.
Well, same with Lula in Brazil.
Yeah.
Right?
Same
He
with
went to
Lula in
jail.
Brazil.
Any
Bro,
politician, dude.
that
Any
is
politician, to be honest with
what they're
you.
doing in Brazil is crazy with Lula and Bolsonaro. It's wild. It's wild. He went to jail for shit he did during his presidency. He
For
came out
corruption.
and now he's back to being a president. This is a movie, guys. This is
Yeah.
wild. But I heard a story of Trump, why he wanted to become president. Supposedly, it was because he was on a show and Gwen Stefani had more pull than him. She was more relevant than him, and he didn't like that. So he was like, how can I become more relevant than everybody on this stage? He's like, I'm gonna try and go for presidency. And it worked. Like it wasn't like he set out to be a president. Is it possible? Like, can we become president? Well,
Anyone could.
actually,
I
no,
mean, it
not
just
you
helped
guys
him
can't.
because
No.
he was already
No.
You
popular.
guys
We
can't.
both weren't born here.
Oh
Well,
yeah, I'm talking about people that are born here for sure. But I'm saying like the reason why I think he even had a shot is because his popularity.
it's kind of like even like Logan Paul, bro. Logan Paul is like the most hated when it comes to this YouTube shit. But yet, it's like he cannot get dethroned. Seems. Jake Paul, same thing. The most hated when it comes to this boxing shit. Yet he cannot get dethroned.
Well, it's because they're bringing in eyeballs. That's worth something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, what's the solution here? Do we just not scroll through Instagram or or any feed? Because like, you also want to be cultured. You want to be informed. You know, to see what the fuck is going on. But do we though? With
But what
all
happens
this
when
information?
What happens when you're misinformed, though? It's that quote
That
that,
could be worse.
that Denzel Washington said.
Yeah.
Maybe uninformed is better.
Like the Amish people.
I, I'm done. I'm off Twitter. I literally downloaded it because of this Charlie Kirk thing, and people were like, "Yo, have you been on Twitter? Like, it's wild." I'm like, "No, I haven't." But let me go. Now I'm on it. Now I'm on there, and I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done with Twitter, bro. It's just too much for me. It's too much. I can't. I want to be off of it, bro. I want to be off of this because it's just distraction. It doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah, but you're still gonna have other feeds, right? Like TikTok, Instagram,
I don't want
Facebook.
none of that shit. I don't want none of that shit.
So you don't want to be informed of what's going on in society.
Bro, when I was in middle school, I think it was middle school. I went to a summer program and I met this girl. She was super into politics. And I always hated politics. And we went at each other. Like I felt like she had the hots for me, but at the same time, she was like so upset that I didn't like politics. And I was like, yo, I don't like politics. I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? And then slowly, as things start to happen, you start to get more into politics because you realize that it's kind of important in your life because
Well, it affects us for sure.
it affects your life, it affects your kids' life, it does affect you. I think it was like during COVID that I started getting more into politics and like probably like 5 years now. And I'm like, bro, for what? So I can disagree with my sister?
That's what they want, I guess, right? Is us
Yeah.
not being united. And if we're separated, if we're all like in our own little worlds, we're weaker.
And I think we forget that, right? That at the end of the day, who has the power? The people do. But they make you feel like we have none of the power.
Only if they unite, because if not, then it's just fucking chaos. Everyone is against each other.
Yeah, and I think that's what it is. They don't want us to unite. They fear us, so they want to make sure we stay divided, and they want to give us these something that happens, and they want to give the opposite opinion, and they want to have these bots online, especially other countries. Other countries want the United States to collapse, you know? So of course, Russia, China, these sorts of countries want to infiltrate us and make sure that we all hate each other.
Yes, bro. They want it to collapse from within.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a virus from within, where it's like if we can't see eye to eye, if we can't agree, that's the best for foreign intel, you know, for foreign
Hmm.
people to. Yeah, and I'm not even saying like I don't even know, bro. Like, does China really want us to like fail? Like, I don't know. Do we want other countries to fail? I
I
don't.
think I think it's like when I again, I guess it goes back to that point that I was making when you say the Jews, right? Because when I say China, I don't mean just Chinese people, because I'm sure you go to speak to just a regular Chinese citizen, they love the United States. They're like, "Oh, I love America. I love Kobe Bryant. I love LeBron James." And vice versa. I don't hate China, any sort of Chinese people at all. I have friends that I play basketball that are Chinese. Super cool people. But I think it's the government. And it's just like our government. Our government is evil in its own ways. Like in the Middle East, all these things that they do. So they hate Americans, but they don't really hate Americans. They hate the American government, the people in power.
And now it's so easy for us to like completely disregard anyone that is not in our side of the political spectrum. Like as soon as you think of someone that's super left, you're already kind of like disregarding them. Or if they think you're super right, but not even super right, just leaning any type of way, I feel like they're already going to judge you. Because if a liberal sees you're a Republican or sees you're a conservative, he's going to think, or he's already going to have some preconceived notions of like
Yeah.
who you are.
Yeah, but vice versa. Republicans think the same way about liberals.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I
Yeah.
feel like that's a good way already to separate us and not make us unite.
That's why I think music was one of the only things that join people together. That's why when you see these like EDC and all these like festivals, people are not really talking about that. They're here to like enjoy the music and just kind of use that as a distraction.
We need another Michael Jackson moment where he was singing that. We are the world. We are the children. And having a bunch of artists join in.
Yeah, and maybe that helps for a little bit, but it's like, bro, the whole it's like politics, religion, and the views, the point of views, it just creates so much division within people.
Yeah, but then sometimes it becomes so radical one way or the other. Like when Charlie Kirk died, I live in Los Angeles. Most of the people that I work with are hardcore liberals, and there's some people that were celebrating his death. And I'm just like, that just left a really sour taste in my mouth. It just makes me feel some sort of way like, damn, like, why would you celebrate another human being getting assassinated in front of his family and a whole bunch of other people?
Yeah, because what they have seen of him, the algorithm, the
Hmm.
algorithm that has shown who Charlie Kirk is different than what you know. It's different than the Charlie Kirk you know.
Well, I also think the algorithm nowadays, the way that it's built, is whatever you like, it's going to keep pushing that. So if you lean towards one side, it's going to keep pushing that sort of content to you, and you're only going to get further and further into it because that's what the algorithm is pushing.
And you know what that makes too? It makes people like us, creators like us, lean more one way. We're not in the middle now because who are we going to serve? We got to be either way. It's either we for it or we're against it because we understand the way that content works. If we say, I hate Hitler, and then we got Kanye saying, oh, hail Hitler, it's like,
I'm clipping
it's,
that.
you know what I'm saying? You feel me? It's like, the algorithm is gonna push you, and you're gonna realize that, and then you're gonna go ham.
Yeah.
That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? The same as Charlie Kirk. He like saw, oh wow, people don't like when we talk about this. People don't like when we're in college campuses and we're talking like this. Let's go do it again.
Yeah.
This is going to create more division between us. Even though I believe a lot of the stuff Charlie Kirk was saying, I believe, you know, in the biblical senses of things.
Sometimes I don't understand how Christians could be liberal too, though, because I feel like the way liberals want to live is so against everything Christianity's about in a sense. No? Is it just me thinking this? Like,
Nah, I totally agree. I think Christianity is the most tolerant religion in the world.
You've seen this before, where you'll see someone's story, and they'll be posting the Bible verse, and the next story is a thirst trap. It's like, wait a minute.
Or they'll have a Bible verse on their bio. Meanwhile, it's just thirst traps.
It's like, wait a second. I get it, you know. You like the temple you're in, but this is kind of crazy. You know?
But also, like, nobody's perfect, right? There's no such
Nobody.
thing. I'm sure even Charlie Kirk did. Like, Charlie wasn't perfect. There's a lot of things I'm sure he did that were considered sins in the eyes of God. So, I mean, I agree with you, Marty, where if you're liberal, it doesn't make sense, especially when it comes to homosexuality and stuff like that. If you're going according to the Bible, they don't accept that. As a matter of fact, the church that I'm going to went through a huge thing because they misspoke and they said something along the lines where like they supported the LGBTQ community, and people were outraged. They were like, hold on, what are we standing on if this is what you guys are doing? Like, we're a Christian church. What's going on here? So a lot of people left the church because of that.
The crazy thing is, bro, is that a lot of this shit is hypothetical. You rarely have to make like conscious decisions when it comes to this, but if people want your opinion on it, it's like you're not even really gonna ever deal with this shit. Maybe you will, Nick, in LA and stuff like that. But we talk about like, oh, the bathrooms and stuff. Like, bro, I get it, it's a thing, but it's not a thing for everybody. You know, it's not a thing for everybody to have an input on, but yet it's like questioned, or it's like you can't, your opinion has so much weight nowadays. Talking with somebody can like be like, yo, I don't like that person because of this, because of that, it's just so crazy.
but that's what I was saying earlier. It just makes us judge people automatically based
Yeah.
on what side they lean. And like instead of knowing the person for who they are over time, you kind of disregard them because they don't lean on the same side you do.
Yeah, I remember I went to lunch with a friend of mine and his husband. So they're a gay couple, and me and my wife went to lunch with them, and everything was great until like they started kind of referencing certain jokes about politics, which we didn't agree on. I don't want any sort of trouble. You have your own opinion, I have my own opinion. So I kind of just try to defer from that, because we're not gonna agree here. We're not gonna find common ground. You feel a certain sort of way, I feel a certain sort of way. And if you're starting it off by picking jokes picking at one side, then that's already going in the negative direction. But from then on out, the lunch became so awkward, so awkward. And it's like I wish that wasn't a thing. You know what I mean? Like I have, again, I might have Christian values and I might think of a certain way, lean a little bit more towards one way than another, but I'm not going to disregard somebody and their life choices, what they do in their own private time. That has nothing to do with me. You know what I mean?
I thought you were a comedian guy. What the fuck happened to the jokes on that lunch? Why didn't you crack the jokes back?
Yeah, but I knew that wasn't going to do anything good. That was only going to create problems and rifts. And then that's also going to put me in that bubble because he's going to think like, oh, this is exactly how I expect people like you to act. You know what I mean? And I don't want to ever do that. I don't know. Like, I don't want to create enemies. I only want to create people, or not create people, but I only want to have people that that support me. I don't want to create new enemies for no reason. Like this person is my friend. He's still my friend. But yeah, we just
Was
have
that your
different
first
opinions.
time meeting him?
No, not at all. That was my first time meeting his husband. I knew he was gay, so I already knew which way that, that he thought, what he thought and stuff like that. I keep my political opinions to myself unless somebody starts wanting to have a constructive conversation or some sort of debate or something like that. But if somebody's not willing to listen to what I'm saying as opposed to just hearing it and taking it in, then what's the point of having it? We're just going to debate for no reason, just get angry at each other.
No, because I do notice people like kind of sort of casually bring it up. They mention like a little joke about Trump or whatever, just to kind of test the water and see what side you lean on. Like if you're laughing with him or if you're kind of defending the idea, Mm-hmm. So I feel like that's in a way a person trying to see like, where do you stand?
It is weird. Some people do that. Like some people kind of racist in some ways. Like I've felt that. I'm like, yo, why are you making racist jokes to me, bro? You trying to gauge where I'm at? Am I gonna be racist with you, or am
Right.
I gonna just laugh at it, or am I gonna be like, yo, better evac? Like that was weird. You know what I'm saying? Where
Mm-hmm.
where are we gonna be at? You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, I don't know, man. That's not for me. Like,
I guess it really just depends on how that came about and what was the level of the joke. Like, I feel like I will say quote unquote racist things, but I'm not racist to any particular group. At that point, I'm racist towards everybody, including my own people. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's okay if you feel that way. But if you're singling out a certain group of people and you think that you're superior to whatever race that is, that's racism.
what if it's like racism, but you're like boosting them up racism, you know?
I think that's a sort of racism as well. It's kind of the same thing that
That's-
happened with BLM, where white people were being racist towards themselves. I'm like, bro, what are you doing?
or like, you're like racist against people, not even against people, but like you're saying shit. Like an example would be if you say, like, oh, bro, black people run fast, bro. You see that black kid? He's been running fast, bro. Like, I can't even catch up. And like, you just keep going on that, like on a rant almost. And it's like, what are you saying, bro? Like, what are you trying to say right now? Like, I think it's very much how people describe it, how people are describing what they're feeling. And the fact that they even have these ideas is also kind of boggling to me, bro. It's like maybe because like I grew up around black people, I don't really see it like different, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like used to people being people. Like I don't see it like that. But if you never been around black people before, it may be a little bit different for them to like, yo, these black people are fast, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I feel like if you expect it, I feel like that's racism because stereotyping is generalizing, right? That doesn't
Sure,
mean
yeah.
that every black person is going to act this way. That doesn't mean if I see a black guy in the street right now, he's going to fit those stereotypes.
But I also think like we throw the racist term out so much. You know what I'm saying? Even if it is making a judgment, you know what I'm saying? Is being judgmental racist, or is it just being judgmental? Like, what's the difference between racist and judging someone, you know?
I think they coincide.
Well, another thing that I also think it's sort of wrong. It's like when people describe a person's achievement or whatever, but like they include their race in there. Oh, he's like the first black millionaire. Like, what? I don't get it. Like, why do we have to include the race in there? Like, why can't we just kind of put them together with other humans and then categorize it like that?
I think it's because some races are more inclined to certain things, you know? It's more, maybe statistically, it's more likely for white people to be financially well off compared to a black person or a Hispanic person or a Hispanic. When there is or like even like a first woman billionaire.
No,
Cala a boca.
caralho. Making out. Fucking A, dude. It's because Carol didn't know that I was recording a podcast, and now Lily's calling for me, and my dog's flipping out.
Just kidding.
Jesus Christ.
No. So I don't know, bro. I understand, but at the same time, I'm like, bro, we are just people. So why the fuck do we have to make these distinctions? I don't know. It's like the first woman billionaire.
It makes that group of people feel special as well because people have already done it. So what are you going to say? Oh, the 4,947th billionaire. Like, yay, like nobody gives a fuck. But if you say the first woman billionaire, then you're like, oh shit, It's headlines. It gets your attention.
Yeah, I guess it's more impressive when you say it that way.
Everything is marketing, bro. This is crazy. Like,
You know what I realized? Marty got a Charlie Kirk head.
Marty kind of do got a Charlie Kirk head.
What?
Yeah.
You
got
kind
that
of got
head
a
shape.
Charlie Kirk kind of face in a way.
Yeah.
Maybe we can merge together.
Yeah. I could see that. Maybe he is Charlie Kirk. It goes back to the conspiracy.
Oh, true. Yeah. He knows
You
a
never
little
know.
bit more.
We never know.
Can we guess what the next conspiracy will be?
The only thing that I could think of is aliens, because that's gonna be something that could actually unite us.
Isn't that already like been a conspiracy for decades?
No, it
Centuries?
has been, but like now
Yeah, but
I
it's
feel
not
like
at this
it's,
level. Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna get more real.
So you're saying like if we find out that aliens are real?
Like if we see them in public, bro, and we know they're fucking aliens.
Yeah, but again, now at that point in time, it goes back to what I was saying. Are you going to believe that? Or are you going to be like, nah, that's just some government shit that they're doing that on purpose?
I don't know, but I mean, if they can do stuff that ordinary humans can't, then I'm more inclined to believe it. Like, imagine if in front of you they get on a spaceship and just take off in the speed of light. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, also at the same time, there's a lot of technology that hasn't been released that the military possesses that we can't even comprehend.
Yeah, they could have something that in today's age or in today's year, it's not really common, but it probably will be 30 years from now. I don't know. That could be the case, but at the same time, if you see something crazy, abnormal in front of you like that with your own eyes, you're going to be like, what the fuck was that?
The thing is that like we feel like the world is small because we're so connected. We're so interconnected with everything. Like we all know about Charlie Kirk. We all know about what's going on in Israel. But the world is much bigger than that. If I see something, y'all will be like, is that real? Because it's not in your actual physical sense, It's like you only see it online. So everything we see online creates this connection, but it's like, bro, the earth is so vast that if some shit pops off, how are we ever going to know if it's true? Like, it's just, if some shit happens in LA, we just have to believe the media or the people.
Yeah. So you're going to see multiple angles of whatever it is.
But still, the story remains unknown because just like Charlie Kirk, we got all these different angles, but yet
We don't know the truth.
we don't know exactly what happened. Because if we did, we wouldn't even be having this conversation of what could possibly what could have possibly happened. We would have been like, yo, it's clear. It's very clear. This is what happened, And it's like, bro, there's so many things. The fact that we lived through 9/11 and you don't even know if it's really happening.
Yeah, all we see is footage. But I mean, you could go there and see that it's not there anymore.
We know it's not there, but we don't know what happened.
I mean, yeah, according to witnesses, it happened, but we also don't know if it was an inside job. So there's still like conspiracies on that. Even going back to the alien thing, even if you saw it, Marty, with your own eyes, that doesn't mean me and Larry will believe it.
So you wouldn't believe me, Nick?
I mean, I would be more inclined to believe you because I know who you are and I can make that judgment on your person, but that doesn't mean the rest of the world's going to believe you. They're going to go back to these podcast clips and be like, look at this dumb shit that he said years ago. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. This is all conspiracy.
For me, it's like Marty and BSV, where this man just dumped BTC to go all in on BSV. And I'm like, oh my God, bro.
What's the big deal?
Yeah, but like there's countries going in on BTC, and I gotta believe Marty for telling me that no. This is the right thing. It's no longer what I told you 10 years ago. This is now the new thing. And I'm like, I don't know. What can I say?
Can't say anything, man. And honestly, I never told people to buy BSV. I've only been talking about the actual revolutionary idea behind it. And that's why I believe in it. But like, I'm not out here fucking trying to convince people to buy it. So just to get that
but
clear.
You're convincing people of the idea of it. So regardless, if you're smart and you believe in that idea, you're going to invest in it.
Yeah, but if you believe in the idea, not everyone believes in it. Not everyone thinks it's
I'm just playing devil's advocate to what Larry was saying.
No, for sure. But I guess it depends on what people are in it for, you know?
Yeah, and like the intention, like for you, like you have no intention necessarily. Like you have your intention and it's what you believe, and like you're saying, it's not like you're out here being like, yo, y'all need to go on this. It's just what you believe. You're like, yo, this is why I believe it. Take whatever you think from it.
Yeah, but at the same time, there is a subconscious intent here, because not to say that this is what Marty's pushing as a narrative, but if he's saying these things and now everybody's buying BSV, he's going to benefit from it. So there's a subconscious intent, even though we don't necessarily consciously think of it.
But he could be saying that about BTC. He could be saying that about ETH.
Right, for sure. I'm not saying that.
Anything. If he had such pull, he'd be saying that about anything. You know what I'm saying? It's that's not the point for him. He's just saying what he believes, and then whatever, you know. But like, it's just a crazy thing to think that like we live in this realm of, you know, what you believe is also what you take action on, is also how you live your life. It's like an ongoing thing, you know? It goes full circle.
I guess that's a good way to end this off. Hope we learned a lot from each other. It's good that we were able to express our thoughts like this, you know, practice the freedom of speech. Because if we lived in another country that didn't allow this, then ideas wouldn't get spread. It would be suppressed. And since we live in this digital age, we're allowed to speak our truth. Obviously, there's consequences if, you know, you trigger enough people or the certain type of people. But hey, here we are, not being afraid to share our thoughts and share our opinions and our beliefs. So thank you guys for joining this conversation.
Thanks, Marty. I just want to make it clear to Nick, I love you, bro.
Eat a fucking dick.
Fuck.
I know I came off hot in the beginning, but that was just for the clicks to get people riled up.
Eat a dick.
I think you're a great guy.
He took it personally, Larry. He's gonna be thinking about it.
You know, I think you're a great guy, dude. Marty, I think you're a great guy. I don't got, you know, no malice.
Thank you, Larry. You're a great guy, too. And Nick, so are you. I
Thanks.
tolerate the stuff you do because I like you.
Eat a dick, both of you.
All right. All right, guys. See you guys later. Deuces.
Have a good one, guys.
Later, bros.